Okay.
Doug Robinson.
Okay.
So.
Yep, no problem. All right, we up?
You're up.
Yep, you are, guys.
They're all coming.
All right, Jay, how do you feel like your defense has performed the first 2 weeks?
Well, we have had moments of really, really good, and then we've had moments that we got to obviously correct. The last game was so up and down. I don't know if it was a huge positive, but there was a lot of good. We needed to do a better job of getting out of some of those third downs, especially the third and longs. We had 6 third and longs that they converted. That's very unlike us. Had we done that the way we were supposed to do it, I think it would have been another dominant performance that we wanted like the first game.
Talk about Kaden. We're going to talk to him. What does he mean to this defense?
To who, Kaden?
Yeah.
Well, Caden's been outstanding, right? And this is a fun game for him going back home and playing in front of a bunch of family and stuff. So I'm excited to watch him play in front of family. This should be an unbelievable atmosphere for him. He's tough. He does things right. He bought in right away to us and the new coaching staff and everything we asked him to do. So, I mean, he's really the epitome of what you want to coach as a coach.
Jacob Robinson, Eddie Hecker, Cam Garrett all have an interception out the 2 games. What does it say about those 3 players?
Well, I think Coach Guilford's done a phenomenal job coaching those guys. I think that they're doing exactly what we're asking them to do. They're almost always in the right position. They stay on top in coverages. They know what to jump and when to be aggressive, and they know when to play smart. And so I think those guys have really bought into the way we want them to play, and they're great players. They're instinctive. They're tough. They play the game the right way, and, I mean, they're a real treat to coach.
KJ Jeffrey.
Kalani talked a little bit about the pass rush yesterday. I'm curious for you, are you concerned at all about kind of lack of sacks, or do you not really spend that much time thinking about it?
No, I think we've had a lot of pressure on quarterbacks. They've thrown 4 interceptions now to our corners, throwing things off their back foot. I'd rather have turnovers than sacks. I do think that we got to continue to blitz the right way when we're blitzing. We got to do more to confuse quarterbacks. And just with some of our drop 8s and our 4-man pressures, we just got to do a better job confusing quarterbacks so they're not throwing the ball on time. And sacks will come. I'm not worried. Those are going to come.
How much of Arkansas's offense this year with Enos as the OC has it changed from this film study you had on them last year with Riles?
Well, I think there's a lot of the same things, and then there's a lot of things that are different. The run game's a little bit different right now. The players are very similar. The way we'll attack them, I think, is very similar to some of the things we did last year. So I don't see a drastic departure, but there's enough difference that obviously we got to prepare for it.
Is there any comparable to KJ Jefferson that you've seen in your time of all these years, a quarterback that you've seen going up against, because he's just so unique body type-wise?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I don't know if comparison's fair. He's a great player. He throws it good. He's got a good deep ball. He runs it. He's athletic, and he's hard to tackle. He's such a big body. So, I mean, we got our work cut out for us. He's a great player.
You've seen the film of him bouncing off of his sack attempt last year.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of film of him doing that, not just to us last year, but to lots of teams. You watch the first 2 games this year, and there's a bunch of times where people have an opportunity to sack him and they don't. So we're going to have to do a good job wrapping him up. We're going to have to do a great job being physical with him.
Is there like certain keys in terms of defending guys like him that you have to key in on?
Well, you got to be sound. You got to be good with your eyes because, like I say, he can hurt you with his legs and his feet. What you can't do is just start making stuff up and running down at him because then he beats you over the top with the ball. We just need to go in and do what we do, play assignment sound, be physical when we get there. We've been a good tackling defense these first 2 games. We need to do it again.
2 weeks in a row now, your defense has kept under 100 yards. With the good running team that they are, how do you maintain that week 3 now?
Well, we got to be physical. We got to be gap sound, assignment sound, and then we got to do a good job of formation recognition and trying to see beforehand what they're trying to get done. The reality is we got our work cut out for us. This is a legit SEC run game that we're going to have to be ready for.
Were you expecting more disruption, more sacks through 2 games?
Well, I mean, ideally, yeah, we'd have more. I will give the Southern Utah quarterback credit. He did a great job of getting the ball out of his hands. And there was 3 or 4 times where we had him in our grasp, and he did a good job of burning the ball and not taking sacks. But I said it earlier, when quarterbacks are throwing the ball off their back foot and we're getting interceptions like we are, then you stay the course. You don't make stuff up, because you might have 1 sack one game and you might have 8 the next. You just stay the course.
Any closer with the return for Alfrey? Any closer on that?
No, we're still at least a couple weeks out, in my opinion.
You talked about in fall camp. You talked about the safety position being by committee. How do you feel about that committee after 2 games and what they've done?
Well, I think they've played solid. They've made some mistakes, but I think they've done a lot of great things too. And I think it's going to continue to be that way. The best guys, the ones that practice the best, are going to play the most. And there's a lot of guys that I trust that go into games and do the right thing.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Jake. Good luck this week.
All right, guys. Next customer.
Get up even closer to that.
Closer, right here.
Yeah, I like it.
What's your first 2 games been like?
First 2 games have been awesome. Just obviously me personally, it's my first time, being a Coug, playing in that stadium. It's unbelievable because I've obviously been there as the opposing team, but being there as the home team is amazing. The fans absolutely love the team, and the atmosphere is unbelievable.
How much have they told you about what? I mean, you've experienced seeing BYU come up to Logan, but
Yeah.
what about these types of road games? About what to expect and the fan support that BYU usually gets in these types of contests.
Yeah, I mean, what I've heard is that BYU travels really, really well. Obviously, I've seen him drive to Logan, which is not too far, but I'm really excited to see how they travel even through this great lengths of our away games. So excited.
Which unit is it on to get more sacks, or is it the all front 7?
Yeah, I mean, it's all the all front 7. We're all trying to one up each other, but yeah, definitely all front 7.
What's it like? What can you guys do to get 2 games in the end?
Yeah, definitely just be more relentless. After our first initial moves, just being continuously relentless to try to get after the quarterback, and I think that's the biggest thing.
What's it like playing beside them, Bywater and Max Tudor?
Those guys are awesome. I've learned a ton just being here in a short amount of time. Definitely the best group of guys that I've got a chance to play with, and I'm just excited to keep learning from them.
They played against Arkansas last year. They talked to you anything about what happened last year in the game? You guys looked at film together at all?
Yeah, we definitely have. They obviously ran quite a bit of different scheme last year, but just in terms of the personnel they got coming back, and it's a good team that wants to run the ball, and that's going to come try to be physical. So.
You've assimilated pretty quickly with that group, with those guys in the back room and whatnot. But I look around and I see a bunch of new guys that are kind of doing the same thing as you guys, like Eddie and Camden and everybody else. What is it about this defense where you guys just kind of fit right in so quickly and so easily, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, that's a testament to the guys. Us new guys, especially myself, I came in knew that I had to put the extra work in, which is such a short amount of time. I came in this spring. So it was, I had really no time to waste. I had to learn the playbook. And, those guys did the same thing. And not only those guys, but the guys that were already here helped me a ton, helped tremendously, and, helped me, teach me the playbook, what to look for, and just help me just transition as smooth as possible.
What is kind of the environment of a new guy coming in to sort of mesh with, I guess, what makes a locker room welcoming?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I can't speak for everyone else, but for me, just everyone just, reaching out, introducing themselves, getting to know you. There was no one that's, standoffish. Obviously, as a new guy, you just kind of want to fit in at the same time, and, just kind of find your place. But here I've, had no issues. The first day, everyone, welcomed me with open hands.
What have you seen from KJ Jefferson just on film and opposing defense to you guys in defense?
Yeah, so he's a pretty big quarterback, probably the biggest quarterback I've played against. It's hard to tackle. I see guys coming in free, scot-free, trying to hit him, and, they bounced right off him. So we're going to have to do a good job of wrapping up and make sure we take him to the ground.
What's it like when, after a week like last week, where the team converts 8 of 16 third downs and 6 of them were third and longs? What's it like watching that, and what's kind of the message or the thought process as a defensive player when you've seen a team be able to do that against you?
Yeah, initially, we're not happy about it, but the big focus that Kalani tried to preach to us is a win's a win, and we're exactly where we want to be, 2-0. The biggest thing is, we got to come in here, learn from our mistakes, and, just grind it out. Obviously, Tuesdays and Wednesdays are our biggest days with full pads, so we got to come in here with, being intentional situationally and make sure we get off the field.
It's going to be important, obviously, against that Arkansas offense. What needs to change in those circumstances?
Yeah, I would say just being more attention to detail and being more situationally aware of the situations, right? Not understanding where the sticks are, what they like to do on third downs, and what they like to do in the situations, and who are their critical guys that they're going to go to. So that's the biggest thing.
You've played in some of the bigger games, Utah State, those money games as they call them, in SEC environments. You expect anything different from Arkansas at all?
No, so this is my third SEC team that I've got to play. So I played obviously Alabama last year and then LSU my freshman year. Yeah. So I mean, obviously, what you get with those teams, you get a big front seven, obviously. But I think the difference between this one and then years past is the group or the team that I'm going in there with. I think we have a really solid team that we're going to match up really well against them.
Environment-wise, you expect anything crazy?
I'm expecting, every SEC stadium is have a good environment, so I'm excited to just, experience that and play there.
With a big game on a road like this, what keeps you grounded and focused? With no distractions.
Yeah, I mean, just keeping the main thing at the end of the day. Just coming here and focusing on what we need to do. The guys know, what the challenge is at hand, and we're out here working every day for it.
Thanks, AJ.
Appreciate you. Yes, sir.
Good luck
Thank
this
you.
week.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Scott Gerard said the LSU game was the hottest game he's
Oh
ever
my
played.
God! It was early. It was
Yeah,
early. Game.
early, and he said it was an open air. He was in the press box. He's like, I have never been hotter in my entire life.
It was early. It was my freshman year, so that was the year they won the national championship.
Yeah.
I mean, I only got to play towards the back end, but still, it was unbelievable. But I mean, I've never been to Arkansas, but I expect it to be pretty warm too. So I'm excited.
The forecast has in the 80s and
Upper 70s, low 80s.
Like
Not
LSU
terrible.
was like close to 100 degrees.
Yeah.
No, this was crazy.
Yeah, 70s, 80s, way better.
Mr. Arkansas.
Hey,
What's up, guys?
Hey,
One of the Academy's finest.
That's right. That's right.
Real close.
Hashtag team never punt.
Did you want to just repeat what you said last year for the Arkansas stuff? Or
You can go pull it if you want. You can use it.
But what's this game mean to you? I mean, fun to talk about. So.
Oh, yeah, way fun to talk about. It's cool, getting to go play in the stadium you grew up going to as a kid, It's cool. I don't have any buddies on the team anymore. They all graduated last year, thanks to mission and stuff like that. I'm kind of old. But no, it's exciting. I'm excited to go back. So
one of the Arkansas reporters yesterday on the media conference, I think it was Tyler, asked about hog calls or something like that. And I was like, no, I don't know anything about that. Did he follow up with you? Just
about calling the hogs? Yeah, no, he asked me what it was, and I explained it to him. He's like, how often are they going to do that? And I was like, well, all the time. And that's just part of it. So
just wondering if he followed up. Sounds like
he did. He did. Yeah, he asked me.
How would you evaluate the defensive line performance the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, I think that we've taken a big step forward from camp, but just continually refining technique, making sure we get off the ball. I know, Arkansas's Coach Pitt's an O-line guy, right? So I know he'll have those guys ready. But just doing our assignment within scope of the defense, just really working on being assignment and technically sound. So.
How many family members will you have there, and if you had to scramble for tickets from teammates?
Yeah, it's funny. I actually don't really have too much family down there. My family's actually from out here, but plenty of friends that that can be family. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I've been asking people for tickets for sure.
Give us a number. How many?
As my mom told me to get as many as I can. So I don't have a number for you, but that's the goal. So
how did your family get to Arkansas? I know your dad played for the Utes.
He did.
And then did he go to work there?
Yeah, so my dad's been in medical sales my whole life, and he worked for just a couple different companies that took us to Arkansas.
What's the game day atmosphere? What's it like there in Fayetteville?
Well, it's cool. I mean, Cougar Nation is like nothing else, right? The stadium is crazy. The environment is crazy. But I think we could learn a little tailgating from the folks down south. That's one thing that, I mean, it's a whole, day event. Everybody's there set up night before. That's something that is really cool. I mean, it's just like our fans feel like it's, they're part of the team. Football's kind of a religion here too, right? Part of it. It's same type of deal down south. So they're super passionate. The atmosphere is really cool. So it's awesome.
Pulaski Academy. It's been known.
That's the place.
It's been known to always go for it on fourth downs and onside kicks every single time. What was it like being an offensive defensive lineman in that scheme?
It's funny. So I only played center in high school. Our coach didn't let us play both ways, but it's like nothing you've ever played in before. I mean, it's super high tempo. Things change in an instant, right? There's a lot of response to sudden change because we don't punt, because we onside kick. But I mean, it works. I mean, we've won, I think, 9 out of the last 11 state championships, even moving up to 6A this past year. Our first year we won it. It works, and it's a lot of fun.
For returning players like yourself and Nysa and John Nelson in the interior, is there a little more motivation in practice this week knowing what happened last year against the Hogs?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think everybody kind of has a little bit of a bitter taste from what happened last year. Everybody's locked in. We know, we travel well, we play well on the road. Last time we went down to SEC country, we beat Tennessee. So excited to go and show what we're about.
Is the neck brace aesthetic, or is there
No, it's definitely not aesthetic. It's no, there's a purpose behind it, so it keeps me healthy.
Do your folks still live in Arkansas?
So they've actually moved out here. So 2 years ago, my family moved to Ogden. It just made sense. My grandparents are out here. My sister now goes to school at UVU. So everybody's out here. So they just want to move back, be around me, my siblings. But yeah.
When you're growing up in that environment and in Arkansas and everything, I know obviously you're a BYU fan now.
Of course, yes.
Right? But I'm sure you probably grew up a little bit an Arkansas fan and whatnot. Can you kind of describe your level of fandom, I guess, growing up, or is that just sort of what everybody in the state is?
Everybody's a Hog fan in Arkansas, right? Except for the small little groups. Maybe in Jonesboro, there's a couple people that are more A-State fans than the Pigs. But it's just like here. Everybody, in Utah County loves BYU. Everyone in Salt Lake just loves Utah. But the whole state loves University of Arkansas. So it's really similar. Grew up going to games all the time and, watching those guys. Getting to watch guys like Darren McFadden, Felix Jones, all those guys back in the heyday, it was really cool. So,
what specifically did you see on film? I know you probably tried to forget it, but what happened last year that you guys want to maybe remedy this year in the defensive front?
I think as far as those remedies go, I think a lot of it will be taken care of just through scheme. I know we've talked a lot about our new defense and all the things we're doing, but just at the most basic level, it's super assignment and gap sound, right? And I think just that alone will take care of a lot of the issues that we saw last year.
You mentioned McFadden and Felix Jones. I think Ellis too was in that back.
Yep, he was there too.
Were those your favorite Arkansas players growing up? Did you have some favorite Arkansas guys?
Yeah, watching those guys, they're just electric, right? Then Sebastian Tritola was awesome back when I played O-line. Seeing Joe Adams return punts, just crazy. But no, those are some of the guys that I like to watch growing up.
All right. Thanks.
Okay. Thanks, Kaden.
Cool.
Have fun on your trip
Thanks,
back.
guys.